So I have that part of her. I can also slip her under another piece of paper. This paper is 16 pounds, so I can see through it. And I can trace her off like this, or I can take this see-through drawing, flip it over, and when I draw over these guidelines again, right where I did on the other side, I'm going to get an impression of her on the paper. This way I can use the figure in both views. She can have her weight balance on the opposite side, and it's a reverse of the exact same pose. Now that I'm tracing this side of the paper, you'll be able to use this figure in any configuration because now there's lead on both sides of the tracing paper. And the more times you trace this, the easier it becomes to trace it. Just be very careful that you're not making the lines fatter, that you keep the line quality where it is, and you trace over exactly the same line that you drew on the other side of the page. This will leave a lightweight enough impression that I will be able to put any kind of outfit on over it, any kind of accessory. And there she is. So now I can take my colored girl, throw her under here, trace her off, and I've got the exact same pose right next to each other with matching models. And again, I'm going to lightly sketch her in so that whatever outfit I'm going to put on her, I won't have too much to erase. I can change their hairstyle, I can change their ethnicity, I can change it from a man to from a woman to a man. There's no end to what I can do with this girl. She doesn't have to look exactly like the girl that I first drew. But this way I can quickly sketch in a figure and have the outfit on it in minutes without having to start from scratch with the reference, with the musculature that I spent a lot more time on earlier. Now I've got two figures ready to have clothes put on them, and that's what we'll do next. Now I'm going to put a dress on her that is a dress that we will be making later on in the series. I'm just going to quickly sketch over this figure, throw on some color, and then I can erase the pencil line later. Usually always wherever the figure bends, I throw in some fabric, pulls and pushes so that it looks a little more realistic on the body. I'll take some of this away so that I don't see it through, because some of the pencil line will show through my marker. So we'll take some of that off so that we don't see her body through her dress, since I don't want the dress to be sheer. Do a little iridescent blue-green. A little fullness at her hem. And here, when I color her flesh, I can use the white of the page as her highlight and not color her as exacting as I did earlier. Just quickly. But still leave a little highlight and use a little bit of shadow. I'll throw a little color on her flesh, and even if you only have one flesh marker, you can just let all of this dry, and once it's dry, just go on and put on a second coat, and that will give you some shadow. Like here, if I go over this again, you'll see how certain parts of it will get darker, so that you can use the same marker to create different effects. And then I'll use the fine point to put some details in there to differentiate these things from each other. Voila! That concludes our drawing lesson for today. I hope you picked up some valuable techniques, and we'll see you next time at the California Fashion School.